happens to me when I pass someone's guard is that they're always trying to stiff arm me and keep me from moving up their body. My goal always, when I get to their side, is I want to get their elbows up where their shoulders are at. Because when their elbow is at their shoulder, they have no more leverage. They can't really hold me off of them. So what happens is I pass the guard, and almost always I end up here, and they're framing off me, exactly. Trying to get me off of them, or even move their hips away from me. So first thing I want to do is when I get to this position is I have to block his thighs. So if I don't block the thighs, he's able to move his legs and capture a reverse triangle on me, push my head through. Exactly. I need to make sure that his legs stay in front of me. And now I know that he's putting pressure on my back, that he's connected to me. And when someone's connected, wherever I move, I know his arms are gonna follow. So my goal is just to lift my hips a little bit up and start to move backwards. Because if I right now try to force my way back, there's no way, I'm stuck. But as soon as I lift my hips up a little bit and I start to move back, now his arms are up exactly where I want them, which is exactly at his shoulder. All his leverage is gone now. Now I'm in control of where I want to move from this position. A lot of times what I end up doing is I slide up and I lay on his arm, just like this. And I just kind of wait here and I take what he gives me. So I pass the guard, I'm here in side control. My goal is to get as high up as possible to get his arms up above his head. I'm blocking the thighs. I can't go straight back because he's got all the leverage right now. But as soon as I lift up a little bit, it redirects his leverage. Now I bring my hip back first, then I bring my arm. Now from here, I'm very high up on top of him, and I have a great control from this position. So right from here, blocking the thighs, try to push straight back. It's very hard to do, but just lifting the hip a little bit. Look how I lifted just a tiny little and move my hips back. As soon as my hips are back, my arm comes back. Now I'm exactly where I want to be. I have all this opening from his hip to his underarm. This is where we want to be in jiu-jitsu. Have this opening to be able to put our knee, mount, side control, staying right here. There's a lot I can do from this position. Did you guys see what I did? Yes, sir.
When you lift your hips, are you kind of like getting under where his like elbow is?
His arms are stuck to me. Come over and you can feel it. So your legs are up. Good. And see, you're pushing on my back, right? You're letting me back. Look how I just lift this a little bit. See the lift? Because you're pushing so hard on me that you're connected.
Right. Okay.
You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I move the arm. Gotcha. Sometimes you gotta feel it to understand it. All right, guys, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Now we're gonna switch the position this way. When we get into this variation of side control. And whether it's strong frames or especially from this position because we're upright, you get a lot of this stiff arm, pushing. And two things you gotta remember. Every time your head and shoulders move past your hips, you have no base, no balance. You're gonna fall. Or worse, if I'm really strong and I root myself, this is exactly what he needs. He braces, now his hips go out and he gets out. So either way, just like the first technique, moving our hips is a lot of times I feel the answer. So whenever you feel your upper body get pushed back, your hips have to compensate to maintain the angle. But you'll see something very interesting happens to Professor Mark's knees. When he pushes and I move back, my head stays up, but I ride his hip. And you see where his knees are pointing now. He's lost all leverage to drive away from me. I point his knees away. But you notice how his arms are at extension. What we're gonna work on now, if I just go right back, we still have to deal with this. So there's a gap here. We're gonna go near side underhook. This arm pummels under. We go palm up, 4 fingers on the collar. Now there's nothing that stops me from moving back forward. And what I like about this control, if he's my size or smaller, I can flare the elbow. This is going to give you back exposure. Here, like this, I feel this pressure. A lot of times you guys can do this on your own. I kind of make a little connection with my partner, and I ride his knee, his hip with my hip. My hip is not on the ground, my hip is on his thigh. I'm right on his hip. Then we pummel under, grab. I can come forward, or as I come forward, I open the elbow. And again, chest to the top shoulder, driving him to the ground, force him to brace himself. Now we can start collar hunting, working our shoulder locks, arm locks, lots of offense. But you see the adjustment here is we're still moving our hip, just in a different direction. Now we're moving down towards the legs. Here, and like this, yeah, as soon as he pushes, knees are always shoulder width apart, hand on the mat, hip back. I can feel his knees pointed away. Now I come under the arm. And one other thing that I really like about this, even if you just want to set here and your partner keeps their back on the ground, he can't escape because his elbow's so out of position. The only way he can recover that elbow, he has to start walking his body up. And it's important to understand, if I have his elbow up over his shoulder, for him to walk up, he needs both feet on the mat. That's when you know you can mount. Keep the elbow out, chest pressure. If you see the head start moving up, he's doing the little walk. There's no block to stop the mount. So we go here. You notice my hands are really not on him. I kind of like this one here, but this is balance. And the more pressure I feel, I just walk. Push his hip back, pummel under, 4 fingers in, then move right back to side control. We can open the elbow, or we can just stay in the position and kind of cook our opponent a little bit. This is one really nice option when you get that stiff arm. Any questions? Yes?
Can you elaborate? You said if he's your size or smaller, flare the elbow.
Because if you have like somebody who's a lot bigger than you and more powerful, he may not be so cooperative when I try to open my elbow. See, it's like that elbow's gonna bite down. So I would rather he can't stop my whole body moving forward, but I'm not gonna give this up. Can I? Once I get his elbow out of position, you can extract this arm if you want. But I really like this control because even if he's trying to wiggle his arm back in, I can still kind of chuck him over and create that back exposure. So it's really powerful, a near side underhook. That's what we're looking for. Okay, any questions? Yes.
How important is it to have the 4 fingers on the back collar?
It's just good for control because you're controlling the shoulders. I don't want him, like I said, I don't want him sliding too far up. And this grip is what reinforces this action with my elbow. If my hand is here, so when you're going under the arm, I hook. And like I said, even if all I want to do is bring my weight forward, he can't. That arm is really in the bad, out of position. He has no counterattack. He has to recover that arm before he can get back in the game. We good? Awesome, guys. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.